Hi everyone, my name is Farhan Rusdi, and today I'm going to do a lab reflection video for job sheet number 6. Alright, for job sheet number 6 is all about the delta connection as well as the star delta and also delta star. And also we're going to talk about the unbalanced and also the uh, balance, balance state. So to begin, let's start with the lab procedure. So for the lab procedure, we use a place. We use our lab, of course. Our lab it will be very cold, very not very cold. Like, it's a very controlled environment for the procedure because we need a very good environment that is controlled, so that there will be nothing can interrupt us during making our experiment, because it is very important to have a very good environment while making an experiment. Just because that, of course, if there's like wind, there's like storm, it can be interrupted, it can be destructive for our assignment, for our laboratory work. So for us to make a lab work, it's very important to have, for us to have a very good environment in order to make the lab procedure more better or more work, so we could, of course, proceed with our experimentation very well. And then for another thing for lab procedure is that we need to make sure that everybody is in the lab, so that we could ask help, could ask our lecturer for help, because it's very important. We need to get help. We need to be someone that is very talented, very good, so that we could ask them in order to help us to complete our experiment. So move on to the next point that I'm going to talk about is the what I call is the material that we use. For the material that we use our computers, because for this experiment we use software. Yeah, we use software in our computer in order to simulate. So basically, we do a simulation because it's a very easy, because we don't have the tools in order to make it like really good, really like realistic experience. So we have to use software because it's just very more simpler and easier. And we can also search for internet for help too. So last thing, let's talk about let's discuss about our finding. So firstly, we got the balance. So the face to face value is nearly, we found that is for the current is the same. Also for the voltage is also the same. So when I've put down the calculation for power for each load is very different. It's very different. For the A, I got a positive value, which is 0.50 for 1. B, you got negative 0.2521. C, you got negative 0.2520. And then for face to ground, the current is still the same value, and also voltage is also the same value. This is for like balanced state. Balanced state, they are balanced. They doesn't have any changes. They all are in the same working order. For the unbalanced, for the R1 is 21k ohms. Meanwhile, for R2 is for 42k ohms. Basically, we put another resistor in it, so the value become double. And then for R3 is the same, to 21k. So on this unbalanced state, we found that the current is not the same. Basically, it's not the same for for the the number two, sorry, the R2 current. It's not the same. But the volt is still the same, and also the power calculation is very different. And then for the task B. Oh, sorry. There's another way. There's a peak. There was the last mistake was the uh, face to face, and then face to ground. Again, the current is different, but the voltage is the same. For the task B, is I guess is a very, I would say, during the experiment I found that the value is not always is a constant value. It's always changing. So but the value that I found for the A is for 13.73 milliamp, for the voltage and sorry for the current, and then for the voltage is 173.2, and then for the current line for the B I found is 15.20 milliamps, for voltage is 188.9, and then for the C line is 15.08 milliamps, and then the voltage is 171.0 volts. And also the power line is, well, it's very different for each line. So for the discussion for the experiment, I'm gonna say that it's really it's gonna be difficult to use the software, because for me the software that we use kind of feel outdated. Sometimes maybe mine is not updated, but it can be improved, and I prefer to use it hands-on rather than using a software to order to do it. But nonetheless, the experiment for laboratory review, I would say, is actually a success. So yeah, that's it for me. See you guys later.